All right, Coach, back again another week.
Yep.
You guys had an eventful week and it closed out the district.
Yeah.
Take us through the week a little bit.
We had a bye. When we were out, Tuesday was our off night. We didn't play, so only game of the week was Friday against Hilton. And that was for the district championship. Hilton actually had to play Garfield that Tuesday. And provided Hilton won and set up a showdown for district championship, regular season district championship on Friday. Way it worked out, whether had we lost that game, we would have been tied 9-3 with Hilton, but Hilton had the tiebreaker, kind of predetermined ahead of time. So we had to win that game. It was a must-win game for us in order to win the district. And obviously, the outcome was favorable for us. Kids played really well that night. We were a little short-handed. We had 5 kids out. My decision not to play them. We played seven kids. Had 7 kids. 2 kids are averaging about 25 seconds a minute playing time. We had 2 freshmen, a sophomore, and we had Jalen Williams. And Jalen seemed to be the answer to the puzzle. And if you look at what he did Friday night, he came up big for us. He put us on his shoulders. I've seen a lot of great games. I've seen a lot of great performances. But what Jalen did Friday night it ranks up there in the top 5 for me in terms of athletic performances. He was really, really good.
Wow.
Friday night.
Coach, sometimes you have these situations that you have to deal with as a coach.
Sure.
But there's a silver lining in it.
Sure.
So were there some players out there that played that hadn't been playing that now kind of add to your depth going into the playoffs?
It does. But I think the silver lining was early in the year when we had all those injuries.
Yeah.
Right.
And we were playing a lot of guys then, a lot of guys that were slated to be backups were starting. Some of the guys that probably wouldn't have got a lot of playing time became backups when we had all those injuries. So you saw that come through on Friday night. You saw us reap the benefits of having to play guys early on in the season. You saw that come through Friday night, so instead of putting 2 freshmen out there with no experience, we had 1 freshman that had started probably 60% of the season for us, and then we had another freshman that started a handful of games for us. And then we had a sophomore, a couple juniors. So even though we were shorthanded, we at least were able to put kids on the floor that had some playing time. So, those kids, and give those guys credit, if you're only playing 7 guys and you only have 7 at your disposal, for those guys to go out and play the way that they played, regardless if they had experience or not, it's just a testament to their will, their character, and it was on full display Friday night.
Make you look like a better coach real quick too, right?
You know what? Either that or it makes me look like we got some great players. I'm telling you, those guys, I told them, in practice on Thursday, I said, listen, the great thing for you guys is being that we only have 7 guys. I said, the great thing for you is if you make a mistake and I take you out, I can't keep you out long. So they were able to go out and play freely. The other thing is the one thing I knew was not going to happen Friday after the game. I knew I wasn't going to have parent complaints about playing time. Everybody playing.
You're making yourself a bad situation for yourself because that is John's MO right there. You give him free reign to do whatever you want.
Absolutely.
Trouble.
Yeah. I told our kids Friday night, look, just let it fly. That was my statement. Just let it fly. If it looks good, feel good, shoot it. Everybody had the green light.
I needed you as a coach.
Yeah. Everybody had the green light Friday night, so it was fun. That was a great atmosphere, great support from our students, from our staff, and our kids. Really, they really helped our kids Friday night.
That's awesome.
Because we talked all season, this is a different group for you. They're young. A lot of people look at this team and say, "Oh, watch out for them next year or the year after." How proud are you of this group for winning that's goal number 1. You won your district championship.
Yeah, we have a standard. I told our guys in the beginning, if you want me to treat you like a freshman, I'll put you on the JV team or the freshman team and you can act like a freshman. But I thought enough of you to put you here. So you have expectations. We have standards here. And you know, a lot of people are saying next year, next year, next year. We're saying this year, this year, this year. You know, we're good enough to win the district regular season, so we think we're good enough to win the district tournament. You know, if we can win the district tournament, once we get in the regional tournament, you know, we saw what was out there.
Right.
You know, and I'm not trying to take away from any team that's in our regional tournament or district tournament, but we feel like we got a shot. You know, we feel like we're as good as anybody out there. You know, are we going to have moments where experience shows up? Sure it is. But I think that's where I come in as a coach, and I have to coach those situations. You know, and I've learned that about this group. I've able to recognize the signs of when the lack of experience shows up. And as a staff, we've discussed and figured out how to coach those situations.
Right.
So we feel pretty good about our situation going into the district tournament and even the regional tournament.
Wait, you've talked before about constantly learning all the time. What have you tweaked? You know, you obviously have pressure that you like to run all the time, but how have you tweaked it coming into this year for this team?
You know, pride is a mother. You know, it's, you know, and I've always been a guy. You know, again, we're gonna guard you as soon as you hit the parking lot. We want to be on you. You know, but then you have to. You know, one of the things I learned from talking to different coaches is understanding your personnel. You know, you can want to pressure all you want. If you don't have the personnel to do it, you better figure something out or you're going to lose games. So you have to decide your pride or winning games. And when we had injuries, you know, I talked about last time, I talked about us losing our identity because we were just trying to win games. We would do whatever we needed to do. You've seen us play more zone this year than you've ever seen in the past, you know, but you know, it's just understanding your personnel, having the pulse of your team. You know, that's really important to know where they are mentally and where they are physically, and are they capable of doing the things that you want to do. You know, and what you want to do ain't always what you need to do.
Right.
So we've tweaked a lot, you know, but it's cost us our identity. You know, with a full roster, we're a pressure basketball team, but we hadn't had a full roster all year. So we've had to find ways to fabricate wins, and that's what we've done. We've fabricated wins all year long.
It's working.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Talk about your schedule this week.
This week we got a bye Monday for the district tournament. Bennett, we got the #1 seed. We got a bye. We play the winner of Colgan and Forest Park on Tuesday, which Forest Park beat us. It took a last-second shot to beat Colgan, so neither one of those games are going to be a gimme. It's going to be a tough task for us. You know, win that when we play the district championship on Friday. You know, that other side of the bracket is a meat grinder. You got Woodbridge over there. You got Garfield who beat us. You got Freedom and you got Hilton over there. So it's a lot of great competition in this district tournament. You know, it's not a foregone conclusion anybody's going to win it.
Right.
I think there's 7 teams in our tournament. Any 7 can win this tournament.
Taking you out of your conference and all that stuff for a minute. You had a chance because your district is 6 and you play the region at 5. You get a chance to see teams that you're not going to play in the playoffs.
Sure.
Who have you been impressed with that you've seen that's not on your schedule or not on your road?
South County.
Yeah.
I was really impressed with Coach Roberts over there. That kid he's got. I'm sorry, I don't know the kid's name. The kid's going to Rice.
Big, yeah.
He's extremely impressive. And I have one of my good friends is an assistant coach at Rice, Rhett Bonner. He actually recruited my son to Virginia Wesleyan. He's now at Rice, and he called me early in the season. He knew I was going to scout a game that they were playing in, and he told me give me his thoughts. And I said, listen, y'all got a good one.
Yeah.
He's 6'9", extremely skilled. He is a great passer. You know, I think that's taken for granted in basketball now. Guys don't realize how important it is to be able to pass the ball. He is a phenomenal passer, and what I recognize out of him, he's a great teammate. I mean, he makes the guys around him better. So I'd have to say South County is probably one of the teams that we hadn't played that I've really been impressed with.
Yeah.
What's your playoff team meals? You guys got a different menu?
Yeah, actually, you know what? We've got a lot, again, and this goes back to we talked about the community. You know, we got a lot of people in the community right now have hit me up, people that don't have kids on the team, coach, you know, can we get you guys a meal? You know, for the season, for the playoffs. So
Tell them to deliver at the next level.
right. Meet me on Sunday. Yeah.
Right.
No, it's so we've got some people in the community that's gonna probably put some stuff together for these guys this week, and we'll sit down, have a good time, spend some time together, and get ready for the new season. This is what we call the new season. Everybody's 0-0 right now, so what we do is we'll sit down this week. We'll look back at our goals that we set in the beginning of the year, see what we accomplished, what we didn't, and then we'll set new goals, short-term goals for the district tournament. District tournament's over, we'll meet again and set goals for the regional and state tournament. So I think that's important that everybody's on the same page. That's why we set goals, so we're all working towards the same thing.
So how much different is the job of your assistants during the playoffs than it is during the season? Are there different things that, because it's a totally different season, are there different things that they're tasked with for the playoffs that they don't normally do during the regular season?
They're still tasked with the same things, but the margin of error for them, it's slim now. Your scouting report better be dead on now, because we're in a one game. Every game is a one-game season. It's win or go home at this point. So, we have to make sure that we're really, really dialed in to the other team. We have to know that other team as well as they know themselves. We have to understand trends. We have to understand habits, and we have to understand what makes them uncomfortable and find ways to put them in those situations. And so it's not a lot of sleep. We don't spend a lot of time at home during this time of the year. We're constantly on the road, and all the while preparing for the next team. You got to get on the road and start preparing for the team after.
Right.
So it's not a lot of rest at this time of the year. But fortunately for us, everybody has significant others that understand. So, this is a fun time for us. I like getting on the road, traveling, seeing other teams, and I know our coaches like breaking down film and things of that nature. So, no task are different. We just got to be really, really good at the reports and preparing our kids.
I'm not going to let you get out of here without saying it.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Go ahead.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Thank you very much. My man.
I owe you that. Listen,
No, you don't.
I had to do it.
you don't.
I owe him that, man. Listen, I'm a
don't.
man of my word. So I said it. It's over with. It's done.
It's done.
Yeah.
You're going to be waiting a long time. You're going to hear me say that. Long time. Well, Coach,
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Yeah, good luck this
Yeah,
week.
good luck in the playoffs here coming up. We'll see you next week.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Very cool.